Guys, there are spoilers for this film and this review. So, if you don't want to get your show canceled, go out watch the film, then come back. You have been warned. Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Ticket Tuesday. I'm your host, Ron Time HD. So yeah, this is going to be a great time. Hey guys, welcome back to an episode of Ticket Tuesday. I'm your host, Tom HD, and this week we watched The Last Showgirl, directed by Coppola, starring Pamela Anderson and Dave Bautista. This film, I'm just going to jump right in. It was very sad, it was very emotionally driven, it was very awkward at points, it was very hard to watch at points. Overall, it was just a very emotional, kind of bad film in the sense of, nothing good happens, pretty much. It's just sad all the way through, and I don't know, even that, it didn't really click with me. But before I go on a whole tangent, I thought this one was kind of average. I'll tell you why and more. Back at the house.
Las Vegas used to treat us like movie stars. The Las Vegas Showgirl. Feeling seen, feeling beautiful, that is powerful. And I can't imagine my life without it. Doing a job that you don't really love, that's hard.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Ticket Tuesday. I'm your host, Ron Time HD, and this week we watched The Last Showgirl, directed by I think I said that properly, Gia, whatever, Coppola, who's the granddaughter of Francis Ford Coppola, starring Pamela Anderson as the titular Last Showgirl. Also, I think her name was Shelley, and Jamie Lee Curtis as her who's a waitress at the casino. She's a former showgirl as well, but she's got a gambling problem. She's a bit of an alcoholic, she's got some problems. And then there's Dave Bautista, who plays Eddie, the he was the director, the producer of the shows. He's the one who makes the cues and kind of runs the whole thing. And this film is I would say a drama. I'd say it's a pretty pure drama. I don't think this film is really any subgenres. I think it's a pretty de facto drama. It was also based off of a stage play called Body of Work, which I couldn't find much information on. Maybe I just did bad research, but I think I looked on Wikipedia and it said it was unproduced. I don't know what that means. Maybe that means that it just never came out, but the script was there, and Gia Coppola read the script, and she's like, hey, I like this, I'm going to adapt it into a movie, and then the creator of the stage was like, sure, you can do that. It's just probably similar to what kind of happened. Maybe, I don't know. But, anyway, this film, also, I'm going to draw comparisons to a film that I watched, late last year, called The Substance, which I thought was a really good movie. And I think the themes of this movie are similar to The Substance because they both kind of touch on, being a woman in the entertainment industry and how, when you get older, when you're, I guess, of an older age or older-ish age to, the younger people, women in the entertainment industry, even now, sometimes are just kind of treated like eye candy, and the fact that they don't really care about you, they care about what you look like, they care about, that. But, the thing is, Eddie, the Dave Bautista character, is kind of in the same position that Shelley's in, but he is still getting roles. He's seemingly even more relevant than she is. And he's still getting roles. He's still getting things to do while she's just going to be left in the dust. She literally has nowhere else to go. Literally nowhere else to go. Because, she's too old. Kind of like in The Substance, right? About how they want a younger, more attractive woman. They don't want, this older, 50-something, 40-something woman. Oh, no, you're too old. You can't do this. You can't do it like you used to. But then Dave Bautista, like, not even just his character, but, like, in real life, too. Like, he's an older man, but he still gets a bunch of roles, right? He gets a bunch of roles, he gets a lot of opportunities, but older women, they don't get nearly as many opportunities, because, again, people are looking for more younger, more attractive women, because, again, women are kind of treated like eye candy and a lot of things. And this movie really does touch on that, and it, while it is not a body horror, like, gore fest, like The Substance was, it definitely has the same kind of themes in that sense, even though, although it's a little more subdued. You know, it's not as, I don't think it's as on, like, even though I love The Substance, I don't know, no, I'm not gonna say it. This film, it was just more subtle in its approach. You know, the Substance really, like, hammered it close, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? Sometimes you do kind of got to be a little on the nose, right? That's not always a bad thing. But this film definitely was a little more subtle, I guess. So, this movie is more grounded in reality, is basically what I'm saying. So, The Substance is an over-the-top body horror movie where you have a younger clone of yourself that crawls out of your body and uses the juices from your body to stay awake and alive. And, you know, but this movie, it is more realistic in the sense that, you know, it's just kind of a slice of life, I guess. You know, it's just kind of Pamela Anderson's character kind of contemplating her life, like what she's dedicated the last 30 years of her life to, and was it worth it? Because it's going to be gone. You know, she basically was kind of thinking that she wasted those 30 years, like being dedicated, being passionate about being a showgirl in Vegas, and now they're going to get rid of them. So she really has nothing else to do, and it's not like she can get roles elsewhere, because, again, they're looking for younger women, and she's too old at this point. And this film just, I really like how grounded it is, but then again, I don't know if it's just me, but I really think that this film was so, like, sad and depressing and just, like, so, like punch you, like, gut punch. Like, there is no moments of levity in this movie. Like, none whatsoever. I mean, at the beginning, there's, like, a few jokes here and there, but at the end, it's just, like, super depressing, right? Like, she fucked up her relationship with her daughter, and she's, like, having a mental breakdown, and she's just, like, super depressed, and, like, her friends are super messed up, and they're not having a good time, and she's freaking the fuck out. And, I mean, Bautista's the only one who really seems to be in a good place, because he's the one still getting roles. He knows he's going to keep his job, and even though her, like, coworker friends, they're going to keep their job, because they're younger, and they'll have places to go, but she doesn't, and that's, like, it's kind of fucked up. It is fucked up. You know, and it's just kind of on that. But then again, like, I don't know if this is just me, but I just feel like it got to a point where, I mean, I don't have a problem with depressing movies, okay? That's not my problem. Like, I can like a depressing movie. Like, I think, like, obviously you have to be, like, in a mood, but I like sad movies, you know what I mean? Like, sad movies, when you're in the right mood, can be really good. Or you just, in any mood, they can be really good. But I feel like this movie was just so, like, tugging at your heartstrings. It was so real, you know. It felt so just, like, grounded. It felt such like something that would actually happen, which it probably has happened, you know. It almost got to the point where it wasn't entertaining to me. It was just kind of hard to watch, and obviously that's the intention, but, like, sometimes I like it when it's hard to watch something. I just kind of wanted to stop watching it because it was such a downer. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying it being sad is the problem. I'm just saying, like, maybe it got to the point to me to where I'm just like, man, I'm in a bad mood now. I don't want to watch this anymore. This is too real. Like, and that's the thing. As I've said multiple times, it's not that it's a sad movie. I like sad movies. It's just like it's too real sometimes. Like the conversations that the characters have are very grounded. They're very like level-headed, and I don't know. I think the writing for this movie was very good. And the fact that the characters talk to each other like real people would, like when they're having a panic attack, or when they're mad at people, or when they're just like talking normally, having a normal conversation, like when there's like awkward pauses, like and the lack of music in most scenes just kind of adds, and I don't know, maybe there's like a sense of dread to the whole thing, because like it's probably going to be the worst for her because she has nowhere to fucking go, right? She's been dedicating 30 years of her life to this, and now she has nowhere to go. And it's even though she's not real, and she's a fictional character played by like a multi-millionaire actress, you feel for her. You feel bad for her because, again, she's super passionate, and like the passion in her life, the thing that drove her in life is gone. You can feel for that. You can sympathize with that. And even though she made a lot of mistakes and she was kind of an asshole, you can kind of feel bad for her. Because, I think she knew that she was an asshole previously in her life, that she did things wrong. I think she knows that. I think she just doesn't want to admit it. I feel like she has a bit of pride. She has a bit of pride, and I think she's just like too gung-ho about it. She doesn't want to admit that the passion in her life drove away important people in her life. She doesn't want to admit that because she's dedicated her life to it, and she doesn't want to imagine the thought that maybe she shouldn't have dedicated herself to it that much. Maybe I'm looking too much into it, but maybe that's like why she just can't really accept it. Why she's doing the things she's doing, why she's going through the things she's going through, is because she's contemplating that maybe it wasn't worth it. Maybe she shouldn't have sacrificed as many things that she sacrificed. And overall, it's just really interesting. But again, like in hindsight, maybe while watching the movie, I don't know. As I said, I just feel like it was a little much in the fact that it just like really hits you hard and it puts you in a bad mood, right? So if you're feeling down, if you're going through a rut in life, do not watch this movie, is what I'm saying. This movie is very, very sad, and it'll just make you sadder. Like, it'll just make you even sadder. But if you want to get bummed out, if you just wake up in the morning and you're like, man, I want to be sad today, this is the movie to watch. But with that being said, what would I rate this film? Now, I would rate this film, I think, a solid 6.5 out of 10. And, yeah, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I think you could get some enjoyment out of it if you want to get sad. If you just feel like you want to watch a really bummed, like a really Debbie Downer movie, this is the movie for you. And yeah, I think I've said what I need to say. I think I'm some peace. So guys, hope you liked this video. Share with friends, subscribe, turn notifications on. Comment down below what you liked it. But you guys know how it goes. I didn't really mean to say that. What I really meant to say is if you guys hated this video, unsubscribe, dislike, change me in the comments. And I forgot to put on my fucking hat. And I've been from HD, and this movie was such a downer, I forgot to put on my fucking hat. Oh shit. I didn't mean to throw it there. I threw it over there. It almost hit my baby pictures. I was watching this film, right? And I'm not really that familiar with Pamela Anderson. Obviously I've heard of her, but I'm not really that familiar with her work. But, could you guys fill me in? Does she talk like this? And it's like, she had a weird, like, high-pitched, like, kind of like little girl voice throughout the entire movie. And I'm like, is this like a voice she's putting on for her character? Because it fits the character, but is this just how she talks? I mean, I'm not even trying to be insensitive. I just want to know, does Pamela Anderson naturally sound like this? Or is she putting on a voice? Leave it down in the comments. I don't know. It was kind of distracting, I'm not gonna lie. There was like all this terrible shit happening, all this sad shit. And she'd talk like this, she would talk like this. And I don't know, it was just funny. Maybe I'm a bad person, I don't know.